J-Bo and Boost 1019 hanging out with Hollyn.
Hey.
So I got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Now, rumor is you got signed when you were 16. Right. So how old are you now?
So right now I'm 19, but I was signed when I was 16.
Okay.
16.
So how'd you get linked up with like Toby Mac and Goatee Records?
So when I was 15 years old, I auditioned for American Idol, and I made it to the top 24 females. They split the girls and guys up. And then when I got to a certain point, I got eliminated off the show. I was young, I could come back. So I got sent home, and then a couple weeks later, I went to a Winter Jam show, and I kind of accepted the calling all my life to pursue Christian music.
Wow.
And then I went home and started making YouTube videos.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks later, Toby Mac called my dad.
What?
Yeah. He got my number from Rick May, and he was a drummer in DC Talk about 20 years ago. And we're from Ohio, so he lives like 10 minutes away from us. And we knew him through mutual friends. And he's like, hey,
That's crazy.
I'm going to send your YouTube link to Toby.
Now, I tried out for American Idol, but it didn't work out the way it worked out for you, though.
It was very crazy. I think that God brought me to that point in my life just because it was really hard to decide what I wanted to do, if I wanted to pursue mainstream or Christian. And I think there's a fine line in between both of those that I'm trying to do right now.
Right.
But I felt like the Lord was calling me to work in Christian music at this time of my life. And so that's why, I don't know, I just kind of accepted that calling, and he opened doors.
Well,
yeah,
well,
cool.
Hey, I'm happy about that because we're playing Alone right now, and that song is killing it.
Thank y'all so much for playing it.
So your EP came out in October, and he talks about like when your album, like your full length, is going to be coming out, or
well, EP came out in October. Right now, we're working on a full length for August of 2016, September-ish. So we'll see. Really busy traveling and stuff, so just depends when we get the songs in.
Awesome. What is your favorite thing about performing live?
My favorite thing about performing live is probably just the energy that you get from being on stage and all these people. And a lot of people don't really know who I am right now. And so then when I come back on stage after my set with Toby and I sing Backseat Driver and Light Shine Bright, they're like, oh, that's the girl from... So it's really cool when people like connect those dots, and then also just meeting people after shows is really fun. Wow. And that's probably one of my favorite moments of tour.
And we're actually playing Backseat Driver as well. So,
awesome. Yeah, sweet. So Thank you guys.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure. You're so talented, which is great.
Thank you.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, flying. 100%.
Flying.
I would fly, yeah. But I would also, coming with flying, I would also want to have the fear of not being afraid of heights, I guess.
Right.
But I would just want to, I would want to fly everywhere, be like transported just like
that
instantly, so I don't have to put up with flying like in an airplane
and going through security
and like, I just boom, there it is.
So aside from me,
yes,
who is the kindest person you've ever met?
Oh my goodness, the kindest person, man. I've met so many kind people. Besides my family, the kindest people I've met are the people on Goatee Records, I think. Personally, and just the people that I've met along the way in this industry. It's not just an industry, it's a community, and I've been welcomed with open arms, so I can't be thankful enough for that. So that's probably, it's a whole array of people. I can't just name one person.
And so a lot of our listeners are younger audience, teenagers, young adults and whatnot. What would you tell someone dealing with bullying?
I've been through situations, not intense, but I've been through things in my life, especially being on a platform that the Lord has allowed me to be on, where people have been cruel and they can say cruel things or do cruel things. And the thing that I would tell you is you are made uniquely in the image of God. And if people have a problem with that, then that's their problem. And it's not you that has the problem. That's just something within themselves that they have to deal with. So you just do what God has called you to do, be who God has made you to be, and you live your life according to His will and His purpose. And when you're doing that, you're going to have people that are hating on you and all kinds of stuff. So just keep doing you and don't let it get you down, because it's only for a season. And there's always going to be people like that in your life, but you just can't let it get to you.
Wow. But time to pass that offering plate around in a minute.
My dad's a pastor, so.
Okay, so you're on the elevator with Jesus.
Okay.
Elevator comes to complete stop.
All right.
And he says, ask me anything. What do you ask him?
Oh, my word. I really want to know what the fruit in the Garden of Eden was.
Right.
That's like I have a lot of questions I could ask, but that's like a weird question. I probably wouldn't ask anything about my life just because I don't like knowing. I just kind of like living and seeing what happens.
Right.
But I really want to know some things like in the Bible that are like unsaid.
Right.
Or just
was it a banana? Was it
an apple? Like what was it?
Orange?
Yeah.
Kiwi fruit?
Something like that. I don't know. Or just like what heaven looks like, man. I just want of see a glimpse of that. So, I don't know.
Wow. What song do you wish you wrote? Now, it can be any song, any genre of music. Like, what song do you wish you wrote?
Man, that new Justin Bieber record is really good. I wish I wrote "Hello" by Adele because she's killing it right now.
Yes,
or any song by her. I mean, she's killing it. But man, I don't know. That's a hard question.
Those are all good options.
Probably like one of those top 40 songs right now.
Right.
Everybody's killing it. But I don't know. I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to like write music. Period. So I don't know. That's a really hard question.
Well, I'll give you an easy one. What's one habit you're trying to break?
Oh, easy question. Social media. I'm on a fast right now. I'm on day 15 or 16 of my fast. I've gone for 21 days. That's like the goal. If I go past that, great. But it's actually one of the easiest things I've ever done in my life. And I used to kind of be really scared of that. I'd make promises to God like, I'm going to break this. And I never do. And I've been going 15 days straight right now. And that's probably like the worst habit that I have.
Yeah, no
because
relapse,
it's also
with
your job. Like, how are you going to stay off social media? You have to interact with people. But man, I feel so much more free not being bound to that.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's
That's
great.
awesome. So I guess this kind of, my next question was going to be, so a lot of our friends, our Boost listeners can find us at Boost1019 on Instagram.
Yeah.
But how can they connect with you on Instagram?
Okay, yeah. My Instagram handle is at I am Hollyn, and so is my Twitter.
Okay.
And I have like a Facebook page and Snapchat. Everything is at I am Hollyn.
At I am Hollyn.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what is your favorite food from Taco Bell?
Man, I feel like a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I don't like Taco Bell.
I don't hate you for that.
I don't. You know what? But the best thing I've ate from there, I don't think I've ate there in 4 years, but the best thing I've had there is their Doritos Locos Tacos, where the shell is a Dorito.
Right.
I don't know who came up with that, but that's really good. It was really good. But I don't really like it. It's not my favorite.
Really? Have you ever had a near-death experience?
Yeah, I was in a pretty bad car accident with my mom once, and I mean, I wasn't like on the verge of death or anything, but that was probably the closest I've been, and it was really scary.
So you do
heavy.
You're visiting stations all the time and doing shows, and of course you get asked like 101 questions, but what's one question you wish somebody would actually ask you?
One question I wish someone would ask me is, I don't know, something like other than music. What I enjoy to do other than music. Because I feel like, of course, music is my job, and that's the main thing I love to do, of course. But sometimes I kind of lose like who I am aside from the music. So, I don't know, maybe like a question related like that.
So what do you like to do besides music?
I love painting.
Really?
Yeah. I love drawing and that kind of stuff. I played sports in high school, and so I really am into sports. Any kind of sport I love, so I love keeping up with that. So I'm kind of a nerd.
All right, that's a wrap. That's
awesome. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Killed it.